Hey guys, Nick here. I've got quite a bit to talk about, and fortunately this time I kind of wrote out not a script, but I wrote down like a little list of things I want to talk about. So hopefully I don't stutter as much. Well, the first thing that I saw, or first thing I want to talk about is AVGN. I guess a couple weeks ago did a video saying he reached 2 million subscribers. Now, to be honest, I thought he had like 20 million by now. I didn't think he had something as small as 2 million. But I do want, he said thanks to his fans, and I think I can speak for every other AVGN fan when I say, well, you're welcome, James, but thank you for providing us with entertainment. There's times where, we have some tough times in life, and then we go to watch something like his videos, or we listen to music or something, and it makes us feel better. So we do appreciate that. So you're welcome. And to think of it, I've also, AVGN was talking about how long he's been on YouTube. I just realized this is my 10th year on YouTube. 10th year! I mean, I started going on YouTube when I was 12, and now I'm 21, going on 22. So, I've been on here a long time. I used to be this, little kid who didn't know who he was doing. I'd take my webcam, put it up to the monitor, and I'd try to record game footage off there because I didn't know about, you know, screen capturing software. Um, so, uh, anyways, so yeah, I mean, it's amazing how far I've come along. Now, of course, I'm still doing a crap ton of video blogs, and I want to do some more stuff. I want to do some more game stuff, which, in fact, I do have a plan. I was thinking about doing a playthrough of Pool of Radiance for the NES again, but this time I wanted to play through the Japanese version because nobody, not even on Nico Video, has played through the Japanese version, and I thought it'd be cool. It is a bit more uncensored than the NES version, not by a whole lot. In fact, it's barely uncensored, but I thought it'd be cool, to play through it. And if you guys are interested, I'd be more than happy to do it. So, anyways, I wanted some really crappy things have happened in my life, and I'm going to talk to you guys about that right now because some equally good things have happened in my life. Well, the past couple weeks, our band has been meeting at a coffee shop rather than practicing. So we were talking about, funding a Kickstarter to, get our CDs out and stuff. We are going to get them duplicated soon and mastered. We're actually going to get them mastered first, then we're going to get them duplicated. And actually wanted to ask my producer for the isolated tracks for each song because I love hearing. I mean, I know some people are looking at me like, "What? Why would you want that?" But there's some people like me, especially as a trained scriber, and that's probably why, where I like to hear each instrument on its own. Sometimes it sounds really cool. So. So, now here's another thing too. I didn't want to worry people with the Facebook post I made a few, what was it, days ago or something. But I left a Facebook post and I said, because I applied at a store and I did get interviewed, and then they messaged me a week later or something. They said, well, sorry, we're not interested. And that really did hurt me because I was really thinking I got this job. I'm going to get it. I'm finally going to be freaking working for the first time ever. And then I was told, I was pretty much given the finger by them. And I just told people, my will to live is getting really short, and I didn't want to worry anyone with that. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to end my life, anytime soon. But, it does send you into a depression. Some people have a stronger heart. I'm not like my dad. He's just like, get over it. Look for another job. Well, the problem is, I have applied for almost every freaking job in the city, and nobody, and even around me, in neighboring cities, still nothing. And it just hurts because it's like, because I was taking care of my stepfather after I graduated high school, I wasn't able to get a job. So I think some people look at my track record and they're like, well, crap, this kid hasn't been working in a long time. Was he lazy? Well, that's not it. I was taking care of my stepfather, because my sister and my mother were working, so I was the only one available to do it. And I don't have any regrets about that. So, yeah, I didn't want to worry anyone, so don't worry, I'm okay. Now in other news, I don't know if I told people about what happened a few weeks ago where I was either scratching at a zit or what I thought was a zit, or I was trying to pop it or something. And me and my dad were at like a Goodwill down in Seattle, and he looks at me, he's like, "Oh my God, dude, you're bleeding!" And it's like, there's like blood all the way down my chin. I didn't even feel anything, so bandaged it up when I got home, and um, just I was like, okay, it'll heal on its own. Well, instead, it turned into like this huge, like it turned into this pretty big or long skin lesion that was popping out of my neck, which I had to actually go to that interview for. Maybe that's why they didn't hire me. But I tried to cover it. But when I went to the interview, I had my hair tied up because it's fancy. But I was like, okay, this isn't good. So I went to the doctors and they cauterized it and they got it off. So then I went to the dermatologist a couple days ago and they took, because they put 2 stitches in at the clinic. So I go to the dermatologist and they take the stitches out and they put 2 more in, which I was kind of like disappointed because it's like, well, I thought I was done after this, but I guess not. Um, and I don't know if I could show you guys the wound, but I'm gonna try. It looked better when I last saw it. I didn't see any blood. Of course, the day I went to the dermatologist, I wasn't wearing a bandage because it looked like it was healing pretty good. And then the scab came off and it started bleeding again. So I mean, just my luck, right? But I'm gonna take the bandage off. Let's get off. Hopefully this don't hurt too bad. Yoke! And is there any blood? There's like a couple spots, but I don't really see any huge blood or anything. Yeah, it's okay, because I actually haven't got a good look at it myself. But, if you guys want to see it, yeah, there's a couple. They said they were like blue stitches, and of course, this camera's quality is the worst thing ever, but there you go. It seems to be improving pretty well, so that's good. Of course, I'm going to put a new bandage on after this. Anyways, so, I said some pretty cool stuff was happening to me, and it did. So, I got in touch with Kenny Satera, and you're like, who is that? Well, as you guys know, I'm a huge Chicago nut, ever since the beginning of this year, and my my friend of mine got me in touch with Kenny Satera. And Kenny Satera wasn't actually in Chicago, but the guy who used to be in Chicago, Peter Satera, that's his brother. So that was so cool to get in touch. It's just funny. Years ago I was getting in touch with these video game musicians and stuff. Now I'm getting in touch with these actual musicians, and it's so freaking cool. But that was just the icing on the cake. I meant to say there was icing on the cake that was put on later, Donnie Dacus. Now, actually, last weekend I got a Japanese import copy of Hot Streets by Chicago. This was the one they did after Terry Kath passed away, unfortunately. But, I wasn't too familiar with the album, but I wanted No Tell Lover, like the full version, because the version I have on a CD, they cut out like 5 seconds of it, which is stupid. Someone said it's because it's from the single version, but all the other songs are like full on there. So, except like maybe 1 or 2. But anyways, the guitarist that replaced Kath on that album was Donnie Dacus. I don't know too much about him, but he left a Facebook post about Chicago, and I told him, "Hey, dude, I love your work on Chicago," and he actually responded to my comment, and that was so freaking cool. Even my dad was like, "Wow, you're lucky you can get in touch with all these people." So it's pretty cool. It's awesome. So also today I listened to all of Chicago 6. My mom said a lot of the albums on there were stupid, but I disagree. I only listened to Just You and Me and Feeling Stronger Every Day, and then Critics' Choice. But then I decided to listen to the whole album today, and oh my god, I did not know what I was missing, but there's a song that, it's on YouTube, you should look up, called What's the World Coming To? That song is so freaking powerful, and man, maybe one of these days I'll cover that. Now going back to Terry Kath, I'm not, I'm almost as good as he is on guitar. Again, I'm self-taught, I've never had guitar lessons, but I'm not 100% as good as him. But now that I've heard him and that when he's self-taught, it's like, I know I can do it. Plus, the scary thing is I think I sound like him when I sing. So that's pretty cool. I do want to cover Make Me Smile. But, and Now More Than Ever and To Be Free and all that stuff. So I might just do that. I might upload it on SoundCloud. Although that's something questionable. I heard that Sony bought SoundCloud or something, and they were going to start charging people to use it. I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not, or if it's true or not. But I hope not, because I've been a user on there for a long time, and I would really hate to take my business elsewhere. I haven't had a problem with SoundCloud so far, so I really don't want to you know have to pay in order to show my music. Um, and our band, the band that I'm in, Waking Maya, they say that we do all sorts of genres of music, which I do agree, but we don't do like any brass stuff or anything like that. It's mostly just guitars, bass, and drums, and some keyboards, which is again okay. And even though we're equals in the band, I pretty much let them tell me what to do because, you know, this band is my livelihood. I don't think I have anything else left, and I do think, that this thing is meant to be, and I think it's going to work out. I hope it does. I gotta pray. And speaking of which, I finished the book of Genesis a few days ago, and I'm on Exodus now, so I'm looking forward to reading that. I do like 2 pages a night, so maybe I can get the Bible done, read the entire Bible, but like, I'd say, like, this year or the next 2 years, or I mean the next year, 2017. Now, there's one scary thing that happened to me last night, though. I don't know if I told people before. I probably have. In fact, I'm sure I have that. I do have migraine headaches. Well, man, last night, I went to sleep. I go to sleep at like 12 because that usually seems to be where I can wake up and stay up the whole day. But so I was asleep for like an hour and I woke up and I didn't think much of it, but I kind of had these like little pains in my both my behind like these upper parts of my eyes inside. So I thought nothing of it, and then something scary happened. Well, my right hand started to get numb. I could still move it fine, but it was numb. Like it felt really weird. It almost felt like touching someone else's hand. That was, but and that was scary. But then, for a minute, like my right side of my face started to numb. Well, I know that could be a symptom of stroke, and this is the second time this has ever happened to me. Last time it happened, I think, was like last year or 2 years ago. So of course I'm scared as crap, and I want to go to the emergency room. But of course, my parents don't think I'm in any danger, which maybe they were right because I don't seem to have any damage or anything. I was able to play guitar today, no problem. I was able to play keyboard today, no problem. So it did turn into a pretty bad headache. And I was having when I woke up, I was having a bit of vision problems. And, all these signs were just a dead ringer for a migraine, and I didn't even think about it because it's been a while since I get them like, I'd say once a year, maybe twice at the most. And I did try taking a couple aspirin, which has worked the past couple times, but this time it didn't really help much, so I had to just sit there and take the pain. Oh my gosh, it was horrible, But it was, it did go away, which is cool. And then, although I did have a headache for the remainder of the next day, which kind of sucked. I did try getting some sleep, and that it kind of helped, but it didn't really. And I think now it's gone. Usually when my migraines go, like when the headaches go away, they're still there, but I don't feel them unless, like, if I make like because what happened was the headache actually went up here. The headache from my eyes transferred up here, then it went into my left eye, so up here. So it's kind of weird, but so after the headaches go away, anyways, if I make like any sudden or violent movements with my head, then it'll hurt a little bit, So I have to be careful not to do that, of course. And I was trying to sing today, and it was kind of giving me a headache because it was still there. So hopefully tomorrow, maybe tomorrow I'll record a cover or something. But that was something else too about Chicago that I didn't mention to you guys. Well, there was something that just kept scratching at my back, or scratching at me, and I just couldn't, I couldn't itch it. I had to do something. So, now if you've listened to the full version of Does Anybody Really Know What Time It Is, there's a freeform piano solo, and it sounds freaking cool. And none of the sheet music books I have the song on it, or have that piano intro on it. They have the song, they don't have the piano intro though. One of the guys that transcribed one of the books said he had it, so it's like, oh, cool. And then he's like, oh, I guess I was wrong. I don't have it. So it's like, oh. And then he's like, I said, well, if I give you the MIDI file, I decided, okay, fine, I'll transcribe it, as my thanks to him for transcribing the book. So it was really freaking tough to transcribe. But I did it. I persevered. And this was a while ago. I think like back in January or February. When I went to that Portland thing, it was that same day that I went to the Portland thing when I heard back from the guy. So it was around that time. But anyways, so anyway, I transcribed it all as MIDI file. And so I contacted Chicago because, I asked the guy if he'd put it to sheet music, and he's like, well, I'll try, but, it's just, it might be a while because, I'm busy and stuff. Which to me was kind of like his way of saying no in a polite way. And I wish people would be polite. I mean, if you don't want to do it, just say no. But anyways, so I contacted Chicago and I sent them a message on their Facebook page. And I really wasn't expecting a reply. But they, I just said, hey, can I make sheet music for this and, publish it? And they just said, give us your contact info. And it's like, okay, cool. And I'm still waiting to hear back from them, but hopefully I do. I'm not planning on selling the sheet music. I just, I'm going to give it out for free, but I do want credit for it because nobody else has done it. So I'm really looking forward to it, though. Hopefully it'll be pretty cool. Of course, can't play it on the piano, but I put it in GXSCC last night. It sounded pretty cool in the 8-bit. But yeah, I mean, if I cover this, anybody really know what time it is, I'm going to include that in there. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I think I told you guys I got I didn't tell you guys I got the book. Ooh, this Band-Aid's on my hand. Anyways, picked up this book, too, for the police. I have this book, actually, already, but it's the U.S. version, called The Police Greatest Hits, Transcribed Scores by Hal Leonard. They don't say anything in the book that Shinko Music actually made this book, and they don't credit the guy who transcribed it, Koro Sato. But yeah, this book has the credits in there, but not the U.S. version, funny enough. And of course, I got one of these for Chicago, so it's pretty cool. Anyways, I think that's it. But yeah, definitely gonna be some Chicago covers I'm gonna upload on my SoundCloud. And of course, I'll let you guys know when I upload those. But I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna put another Band-Aid on here before it gets infected. Oh man, I would not like that. So, like I said, the Pool of Radiance, Japanese version walkthrough, I'm probably going to do that soon. I'd like to. It'd be awesome. And so, I'll see you guys later, though, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out, and God bless. Have a great day. Happy Friday. It's going to be Friday in like an hour and a half here. It's 10:30 p.m. right now.